That is an exit sign over there, people, but it's got nothing to do with our newest interviewee. Hello, how are you? It's Joe Smith.
Hi. Hello.
I've ambushed you today for a reason. Do you know what that reason is?
Yeah, to talk about me.
In fact, what else would we want to do? Because you're awesome. Tell the audience who you are. I know who you are, but I want them to know.
Hello,
who are you, Joe?
Sebastian Wilberforce. That's my creational name.
Oh.
So that's who I am.
Okay.
So I decided that.
Cool. Where did Sebastian Wilberforce come from? I want to ask you about your history.
Well, Sebastian's my middle name. So I'm Joe Sebastian Smith in reality. And then Wilberforce is from an old comedy film with, I think it's Spike Lee. No, Peter Sellers.
Okay.
Called The Lady Killers. And basically they need to, this group of guys, they're like middle-aged guys in London. I think it's set in the 50s.
I see it. It's black and white. It's done by Eden Studios.
No. It's not. Oh no, yeah, it's black and white.
Yeah, it's Eden Studios. I think so. Yeah, I saw it when I was a kid.
Weirdly, I remember it in colour, but it's apparently black and white. So these guys like all meet up to like arrange to do this train robbery.
Okay.
But the flat where they've arranged to meet is like underneath an old lady.
Okay.
Who lives with a parrot upstairs, and she's called Mrs. Wilberforce.
Oh.
And she keeps like messing up all their plans because she keeps like knocking on the door and being like, "Hello, can you help me find my parrot?" And they're like, "Oh my god, are you fucking kidding me?" Obviously, they don't say that. They say it in like 1950s language, which is more like, "How can I help you, madam?" And then so then it's just funny.
Cool.
Wilberforce. So Sebastian Wilberforce.
So this is why I'm interviewing you, because you always have so much to say. Like we haven't even got to your music yet.
Yeah. Do you want to know about flowers?
You make me laugh. You're making this camera shake again. But no, please tell me, how did you get into music? What was the driving force for you?
When you say like get into music, do you mean just play to enjoy music myself?
Yeah, I mean many people listen to music.
Well, I guess like I didn't have like a normal sort of musical background in the sense that I wasn't like into a scene growing up. I was more like whatever was around I was listening to, but I didn't listen to much. I was the guy that never knew the words when the song came on the radio. I'd be like, "Oh, have you heard this song? It's amazing." Then everyone would look at me expecting me to sing it, and I'd be like, "It goes," and they'd be like, "Oh, that's a letdown." So that's what happened. So I grew up with Shaggy, and I grew up with Shaggy was my main influence at the time.
That's all good. It's all good.
Such a cool dude. And then basically what happened was, so I got to 16 and I didn't want to carry on with my A-levels, didn't want to carry on with school. So my mum asked me, "What do you want to do?" And I said, "I want to be a skateboarder," because I was spending 5 hours a day in the skating. And then she was like, "Whoa, you can't do that." And I was like, "Well, okay." She was like, "Have you thought about being a professional performer?" So I was like, "No." She was like, "Yeah, you should audition for like drama school or whatever." Because I'd always sang, because I was brought up in South Wales as a kid. And when I was about 8 years old, I was entered in all these Eisteddfods, which are like Welsh festivals.
Oh.
And I ended up, so I was singing in Welsh, and I didn't know what I was singing about, really. My singing teacher had an amazing singing teacher, this little old Welsh lady who I credit with giving me what I needed for my whole life as a singer.
Oh, wow.
She was like she's Marilyn Lewis. I love you, thank you.
Go on, Marilyn.
She's a beautiful, big, buxom Welsh farm lady who happened to be an ex-opera champion. And when I met her, she'd had like half her face didn't like work because she'd had a stroke. So it was mad. So this little old lady, big old lady, gave me this like amazing grounding and singing, and entered me in all these competitions. And I won like these national singing competitions, but I didn't know what I was singing about. So it was a bit surreal because I was winning, but not. I was like, yeah, I'm glad you think you know what I'm doing. And then anyway, years later, so then I remembered I could do that, and then my mum was like, try doing that as a career. And then I went into drama school and then was involved in musicals for 15 years.
Jesus.
I know.
Such a comprehensive history. I mean, What drives you to do these things? Why not just be a carpenter or watch?
I just went with what I liked. I just went with what I liked, with what I felt like doing, like rather than what I, what I didn't have any forward thinking. I just was like, what? How do I feel good? Yeah. So I guess that's how I guess I could easily say like, oh yeah, I was like suggested this career. But actually, I guess I chose it, without even thinking about it. So.
Indeed, Joe, you are amazing. Do we have the permission to take up?
I think my spirit is forward thinking. But
yeah.
So it does it for me, so that my brain doesn't have to.
Give your brain a backseat driver pass. Joe, I know you're a very busy man, but do we have permission to come back for a part 2 and ask you about your present project? Is that okay?
Absolutely.
Thank you,
Anytime.
Joe.
Thank
Indeed.
you. Thanks for listening.
Thank you. We shall see you in part 2.
Goodbye.